doctors are also, we don't need to be a normal birth or a C-section. That Mollen will tell me what the expectation is for Jesus this time. Good morning, Mollen.
Yes, a very good morning to you.
How are you?
I am doing okay.
You look,
Christmas Eve.
you look like Christmas.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. It's Christmas Eve. It's just a mood for Christmas. And like you said, I think there is that song that says, Mary, did you know? Something like that. So I think Mary is just, you know, getting ready for that moment. And so are we. We're getting ready here. And we're lucky to have you this morning. Join us in this celebration of Christmas Eve. It's really going to be delight.
Absolutely. It's so beautiful. It's been a long time coming, and we're finally here.
Yeah.
Who saw us get here? After all we've been through as a country, as a world, as a nation, and of course as Good Morning Uganda. We've come from far, and God has delivered us to the place where He wants us to be.
Yes.
Now we're talking about Christmas.
Aren't you excited? About Christmas. I am very excited, and also I'm excited for our family here. They have been with us from the very start of the year up to now. You guys from the whole Good Morning Uganda family, from the team, we want to wish you a Merry Christmas and obviously a Happy New Year, hoping that even next year you'll start with us and get into that mood until we get to the next Christmas.
Lovely. And of course for us, we make commitment to be here every morning, Monday to Friday, to give you what's happening in the world, to take you where you can't be. But of course, today is Christmas. It's about Christmas, I must say. Yeah. And normally in the olden days, today is the day when you see, I don't know what is Vocalist in English, but this is now when you see the value of that fence we used to use as Christmas tree before. We had the plastic Christmas trees. For us, we used to be now going to do, at least they would give you like probably 500 to go and do that. Is it a draw where you used to, for the balloons? Yeah. They give like 3 of you 500, 500,
the famous balloon where they say that's where corruption actually started. Because you would never win the big balloon. You give your shot, you give it your all, but you always win the small balloons. I don't know why,
you know,
but you know, that's where corruption really starts.
And after today and tomorrow, it will be like the worst days when you had a lot of pain in your cheeks. Because you keep on getting those small balloons and your cheeks hurt when you're blowing. Yeah. So, but things have changed. You look for a balloon today and you won't find, the only place to find balloons now are functions. And you know, we don't have that chat anymore where you do our kalulu we used to do. You know,
but also I feel like we don't have the tradition of Christmas tree yet. Well, a lot of families do get the Christmas tree, but also remember, Christmas tree has to come with gifts wrapped and put, you know,
for
down
the 26th.
there. So I feel like even people who get the Christmas trees just get there for decoration, and they never really get the gifts going. So I think Boxing Day, if you're talking about Christmas, then Boxing Day, that should be all about the gifts. So you guys get the gifts down the Christmas trees. Don't let it just hang in the house just for decoration. No.
Black people, we don't have a gift of, we don't have a culture of gifting.
Why are we making it a black people thing?
Honestly and truly, let me ask you, you know, gifts are like a way of appreciating, or like probably when someone has achieved something or is going through a season. Have you seen how many people like give presents in times like this? Actually, from the 1st of December to around the 3rd of January, it's a festive season and it's about giving and sharing. So how many people have you given gifts to you, Mollen?
Well, I am, okay, guess what? The gifts are not until,
typical black woman.
Until Boxing Day. I do have plans for gifts. There are people who I really want to celebrate. And guess what? There is always Thanksgiving. And for a lot of Christians out there, this is something they also plan for the festive season. So there is that day saved for Thanksgiving. You give as a family, but also individually. So that's just to a genuine mood. But there are those people you want to celebrate. And me always, I think, you know, it's like I've given my mom. I always want to celebrate her. I feel like, you know, she brings in all the prayers. I do pray, but I feel like my mom prays for me a lot. So, yeah, like her prayers work more than the ones I give out. So she really deserves that gift. And I always make sure,
I know that really parents pray. I know that some people are praying for us out there and they have made it their duty. Like I know my mom as well, but they have made it a duty to pray and bless us. So probably we also should pray for them.
Yes,
we should pray for
prayer
them.
Should
and
be
probably
coming in.
So just before we get into the stories, Mollen, just a quick one. Christmas is here. There's something I just want you to. Last time I asked you about your songs that you love, that your special songs. that you pick out for Christmas. These songs, do you know the words in these songs?
Yeah, yeah.
Mollen?
I'll list the meanings, and I think I mentioned Feliz Navidad being one of my favorites of all times, and Feliz Navidad means Merry Christmas.
Who sang that song?
You know, there have been a lot of versions of that song over the years.
Okay, the version you know, the one you know.
At least from the Pentatonics. There's one from the Pentatonics. And
they just mimed this, so they did.
Yeah, but it's a version of that song. They make it, just put in all those, you know, collaboration of their voices, and it's right in. It's still my favorite. One?
Joy to the World.
Joy to the World. Also a lot of versions. Do you want to remind me who the original version of that song?
Why do you want me to remind you?
That song came out way back, you know, a few years ago. So that's, you just don't know which version, but usually even the versions that come in with Christmas songs, they're always better and, you know, give out that message. So even each year when we see different artists come up to just, you know, shine on a different version of a Christmas carol, you'll hear it from a distance and just, you know, feel that Christmas mood. And for me, the songs are really good. But even the ones that we have here in Uganda for our local artists, they always nail it with Christmas, bringing that message of Christmas, hope, and, you know, having that feel of Christmas. It's always nice to hint on that. And I think, you know, they're still my favorite music within the local scene that bring out the mood of Christmas.
Well, of course, not much music has been done in Uganda in relation to Christmas, but the little that we do have, at least, is from one man show. It was one man show that we do celebrate time and time and time again. That is the great Fide.
Yeah.
He has almost a gazillion of songs that have been played again and again, and they're so beautiful. But of course, a couple of artists have come out to try. We've seen the likes of Waiki Benda, we saw, most recently we've seen Bebe Cool, and of course it was much of a replication of what we saw. I think something from Juliana, and most recently there's a song they did, like about 7 or 8 artists. Is it something? I think, yeah, exactly. So, the music is out there, the vibe is up there, the mood is up there, the child of God is going to be born. What are you doing for Christmas is what we want you to tell us. What are you doing for this particular Christmas? You've been in lockdown. Last year was different. This year is fairly-ish. By this time last year, we were a bit not like the way we are. So it's important that this time around, we particularly also look at something different. Let's enjoy this particular time, have a good time, but also take cushion. Take cushion of everything you do in terms of where you move. Make sure you wear your masks, but we continue to also tell you, celebrate Christmas vaccinated. Celebrate Christmas when you are vaccinated. It's key. The vaccinations are out there, many places where you can find them. In case you can't find them, let the ministry know so they can make them available. The vaccinations are here in Uganda, and we believe so far what we have, let's utilize what we have as we wait for more to come. It will be good for us to get into a year where we are all safe and we can do the things we want to do, and we're keeping on to the anticipation that we will be opening up, as the President did promise, come 2022, January 10th, we'll have schools opening, and that should be the kickstart of opening our economy. So we pray and believe that Christmas will come with fondness. So before we go on, we need to tell you about something nice. And in studio we have, I don't know, Mother Christmases. I don't know if they are Sister Christmases. I don't know if they are Auntie Christmases. But
Sister Christmases.
But I don't know, what should I call it?
I don't know.
Cousin Christmas. How are you?
Cousin Christmas,
it's good to have
really?
You. I don't know. Yeah, she said she doesn't know. It's good to have you.
I am happy to be
How
here.
have you been?
Good.
It's been a long time.
Yeah,
Last
it's
time
been
you
a
were here,
while.
You killed it, then you went. So now you're here to unkill it or
To
kill it
murder
more.
it just.
I love that. How have you been? How is Christmas for you?
I have been good.
Yeah, you're in Christmas mode.
Yeah.
Okay.
We actually just finished Christmas production yesterday at
Oh.
church. And yeah, it's just been amazing. Crazy, but amazing.
Karungi.
Yeah.
What does your name
It means good, it means beautiful, it means amazing, it means wonderful. It's Karungi. It's Karungi. I mean, like.
So those are so many things for one thing. Just one name.
Okay, like beautiful.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
The KA doesn't have a translation here. Just
Do you want to know what Mollen's name means? The other name.
What does it mean?
Yeah, she's here. Mollen, what does Kenyena mean?
Kenyena. It means a very lovely calf.
Well, you can lie. Someone out there will send us a message.
Kenyena is a calf.
Kenyena. So,
but then Kenyena is like that
where
little...
does the lovely come from? It's simply a calf.
Come on, I have to add it to my name. It's just, when you talk about a calf, you're talking about that beautiful thing, that little. That's what my name means. I know the meaning.
Do you know what my name means, Mollen?
Nkunda, yeah. It means...
Do you want to do the honors?
It means Nkunda means I love. He's just full of love.
Actually,
that
my
guy
best
you
friend
see
is
there.
called Nkunda.
Oh, you are loved.
I told you.
Huh.
I told you.
I need
so
to add some
Christmas
nothing in
here.
my name somehow.
So you may want to add the
I already added
Kenyena or something like that too.
Nkunda Kenyena. Mollen.
So Christmas is here.
Yes.
What's for Christmas?
Food.
Yes.
Yeah. There you go. Where to go?
Lots of food.
Yeah,
I know,
like food is there, and then music.
Yeah.
Back when I was a child, like
Mboyo,
Christmas was usually about music.
Karungi. So
there's something you're not telling us. When you're a child,
Yeah.
Christmas was all about shopping, getting a new dress, the new shoes. Tell us about that experience.
I don't remember actually like getting a new clothes for Christmas. Yeah, because we weren't really that well off, I think. But Christmas was mainly about like music basically, because my mom used to sing in church.
Oh.
Yeah, so we'd go to church and it would be like amazing.
Wow. So Mami Karungi. Now Karungi is in charge, so she's going to be doing music for us today, and we can't wait to listen to the music she's going to be giving us. Of course, she's been here with us before, and I know some of you liked what she did, and we got lots of feedback. So today, now that being Christmas, I know it's going to be something much, much better.
Yes, definitely.
I'm told you do music with someone else?
Yeah, I do music with
lots of people.
Yeah.
Wow. I love that. I love that.
Who are you here with today?
And today?
Today I'm here with Carsten.
Carsten.
Yeah, and there's a friend of mine called Josh that's going to be helping me with the keys.
On the keys.
Yes.
Josh on the keys. Carsten. Okay, so for our viewers out there, now you know what to expect. We have Karungi, and Carsten. I try to make it sound up, but Karungi and Carsten, and of course we'll be doing much, of course, basically Christmas, just to put you in the mood for tomorrow. The child of God is going to be born, and guess what? There's no better feeling than that right now. But of course, right now, I want to take you through a couple of stories, just to give you a heads up on what's been in the papers, and of course, local stories, and looking at some of the things that have been trending, both internationally and of course locally. And we will start with our local stories.
Well, one of the stories that we have this morning about the message from the head of state, that is President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, on his message for Christmas to Ugandans and also to, you know, everyone celebrating Christmas. And much of that has really come in the right time to really see the president come up to also give us such a message. Now, President Museveni has argued Ugandans to embrace the countrywide vaccination exercise and observe standard operating procedures to curb the spread of COVID-19 virus, even as they celebrate the festive season. Now, Mr. Museveni, in his speech,
the function, warm salutations, and Merry Christmas to all of you. Christmas is a time when believers in the Christian faith celebrate the birth of the Savior, our Lord Jesus Christ. It is the genesis of man's salvation, as far as the Christians are concerned, and redemption from sin, which is the consequence of sin. As you celebrate this year's Christmas, I encourage you to welcome into your hearts the message of love, compassion, and care for one another, generosity, holiness, and faithful worship to God. You remember Jesus gave us the 2 commandments. Love God with all your heart and all your might, and love your neighbor as you love yourself. And he pointed out that these 2 were the greatest commandment, and all other commandments came out of these. The merrymaking, which is always associated with the festive season, should not detract you from focusing on the spiritual significance of Christmas. As a country, God is helping us to emerge from the scourge of the deadly coronavirus disease. I urge you to embrace the countrywide vaccination campaign and continue observing the standard operating procedures to curb the spread of the virus. May this Christmas renew your faith in God, bring healing and divine joy to your families, and have a happy end of the year. The First Lady, Mama Janet, joins me in wishing you a Merry Christmas.
The amazing and wonderful message from His Excellency, the President of Uganda. We also want to wish you a Merry Christmas, and Mama Janet, the entire family. It is nice to hear him talk about compassion and, renew our faith in Christianity as we go into Christmas. But also in other news, President Museveni has also urged Ugandans to embrace the countrywide vaccination exercise. Also at the Prime Minister's office, he did challenge technical and political leaders at the office of the Prime Minister to preach and practice patriotism in the driving the country's socio-economic transformation. Now, Museveni was at Kolo Independence Grounds to officially close the recently held retreat at National Leadership Institute in Kyankwanzi. Now, Prime Minister Robin Anabanja underscored the need for all staff of ministers, departments and agencies to attain mindset change training in Kyankwanzi. Now, what a way to end the year 2021 for both political and technical members of staff for the office of Prime Minister. Now, this is a culmination of the mid-November 2021 retreat that took place at the National Leadership Institute in Kyankwanzi. Now, the fight against corruption for transparency and accountability purposes was predominantly emphasized. Now, it is a similar message that President Yoweri Museveni did emphasize. Now, however, to achieve all this, there is need for not just patriotism, but Pan-Africanism in order for both political, social, and economic benefits to be realized. Now, as the retreat ended, there was a lot to take home, as attested by some of the ministers in the office of the Prime Minister. Now, moving on, we look at the First Lady and Minister of Education and Sports, Mrs. Janet Museveni, has reiterated government's commitment to national campaign to address defilement, child marriages and teenage pregnancy, and to promote positive parenting, which was launched on 3rd December 2021. Now, she said that the increase of defilement, child marriages and teenage pregnancy, plus the failed parenthood in the last 2 years of COVID-19 lockdown is a risk to the country and deserves urgent attention. The First Lady, who is the champion for the national campaign to address defilement, child marriages and teenage pregnancy, and to promote positive parenting, was speaking during a meeting that she hosted for her co-campaigners, champions and a number of partners in development to deliberate on this cause and strategize on how to unite efforts in implementing the one-year campaign. Now, the meeting was held Tuesday on the 21st at Nakasero State House. Well, that is it in our local scene. We now move on to some of the international stories.
Now in our first story, we'll be looking at the Premier League, where we see the postponement of Liverpool's game against Leeds now United and the match between the Wolves and Watford because of the coronavirus. Both games were to be played on Sunday, 26th of December, but have been cancelled due to requests from Leeds and Watford. Now the Premier League said Leeds could not play due to the number of players with COVID-19 and of course injuries and illnesses. Everton boss Rafael Benitez said he was surprised his side's game as Burnley was still on, and the Toffees last played 16th December when they drew 1-1 with Chelsea prior to their match on 19th of December. After the game, we found that we have 5 positive, said Benitez, with the injuries and the positives that we had. We were expecting the game would be postponed like in a lot of other games. Now moving to South Korea, we're looking at the president, ex-president granted government pardon. South Korean ex-president Moon Jae has pardoned former President Park Geun, who was serving 22 years prison term for the vast corruption scandal. The 69-year-old was convicted of abuse of power and coercion in 2018 after he was impeached the previous year. Now she was our country's first democratically elected leader to be forced from office. Park has been hospitalized 3 times this year due to chronic shoulders and lower back pain. Now crossing over to Africa, Mali's West condemns Russians' mercenaries deployment. France and its 15 allies in Europe and Canada have condemned what they say is the deployment of Russian mercenaries to Mali. Now they said it could further deteriorate the security situation in West Africa, which is battling jihadist groups. Now the West African nation accused the Russian government of providing material support in the deployment of the mercenaries from Wagner Group, and Russia denies any government links with the shadow private military company. The EU has recently imposed sanctions on Wagner Groups, accusing it of involvement in serious human rights abuses.
The year in climate news, and that is coming in from a report across the USA. Now, 2021 was yet another year that felt like 5. Now, it began with the presidential transition, riots at the Capitol, and a blackout in Texas. Now, before summer had even begun, drought, heat wave, and fires had already torn across the West. And the Biden administration faced a number of challenges to its climate agenda at home. And then came the United Nations International Conference in Glasgow that very fall. Now in February, Texas went dark. Huge winter storms plunged large parts of the central and southern USA into an energy crisis. Now, despite the inaccurate claims from the government, Greg Abbott of Texas also explained that no, the reason for the blackouts was not frozen wind turbines, and the main problem was frigid temperatures that stalled the natural gas production, which is responsible for the majority of Texas's power supply. Now, fast forward to early June, when it was technically summer yet, but the American Southwest was already baking and drying up. Looking at what is happening really across the world, it's kind of, whatever we are surprised that such things are still happening. We have a rise in temperatures that continues. Yeah. And this year is the hottest, not just in the US, but actually, it seems like everywhere. Yeah, and much of course has changed in terms of the pattern of the environment. Like we used to have various seasons of the rain here, and now much is quite unpredictable. You'll be surprised to know. But, well, the beauty is that the world is taking action against whatever has been the issue, and we definitely want to get better and of course get back where we used to be. But of course also, far from that, many things have been happening, both locally and internationally. The coronavirus in Europe has become another issue to talk about. Should be worried? Yes, we should be worried, and no wonder even the president in his own statements, he caused much emphasis to the fact that let's get vaccinated. And this is the message. Let us have a vaccinated Christmas, if you want us to put it that way. Make sure you go for Christmas. Let vaccination be on the menu for Christmas. Absolutely, absolutely.
this is the only way we're going to be able to live with this thing called coronavirus. It's the only shortcut we have to get vaccinated. Other countries are talking about boosters. We're still talking about vaccination. So how about we pick up ourselves, focus on getting vaccinated so we can be up and running. But for us, we want to tell you Merry Christmas. Thank you so much for being with us. It's been a long time coming. It seems just like yesterday when the year started. But guess what? It's been a roller coaster.
Yeah, it has been. It really has been.
It's been just,
and we've come so far with, you know, having the pandemic come in, and we have now gotten used to that situation. We've come so far, so we can't give up now. And I liked what the president's message was in there. He also talks about how we should emphasize the SOPs. It's time to celebrate, but we also need to, you know, we can't give up the fight right now.
Don't hug. Don't high five. Stay away from each other. You can.
You know where I come from, the way of where I come from, how we greet each other, especially after a long time, it is through hugging. So I'm wondering, this is going to be something hard for Christmas because you're looking forward to that hug.
Let's try as much as possible to observe this standard operating procedures. Let us sanitize, put on our masks, do everything we can do to stay safe. But majorly, let's get vaccinated. Well, Karungi.
Yes.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi again. Like, so you know how they used to say that Christmas is a time when, like, the time that brings out the best in us.
Yeah.
So what do you normally do for Christmas? Apart from food, please.
I'm usually caught up with the church productions and ministry and all that. But this year, I think I'm going to go to the village. I'm going to go to Hoima and spend it with family.
Isn't it quite
when are you going to go to the village? Today is like 24th.
All the traffic on the roads
you can still go today?
I can still wake up
where
in the
is your
morning.
village? Maybe
Hoima. Hoima. That's
how many hours drive?
4 hours drive, depending
You're
on the
rich
driver.
when the food is done.
I plan to
going to miss food.
I plan to
know.
leave at 6 and by like 11 I'm home.
What?
Yeah.
I don't think that will happen. You know it takes Mollen about 17 hours to get to her village. So
wow.
That's a lie.
you have to use those
That's
words. You know, you have to. So there's all those parts. She uses all.
Maybe the
all means
stopovers.
of transport.
Maybe the stopovers will make the journey long because I'll stop somewhere for some muchomo, something like that.
So
part of the road.
clearly Mollen won't be coming to the village. Not now, because
don't break the bad news right away. I might have told people I'm coming. Let the excitement stick around for a while.
You might have lied people you're coming, but they're seeing you on TV and they'll be like...
No, you broke the bad news. I wanted to bring it later. I'm like, there was a lot of traffic on Masaka Road. You guys couldn't make it.
So, what's your favorite dish on Christmas? As everyone is running to the chicken, you're running to the what?
The chicken.
Oh. You're the ones who are
chicken.
You're everyone who's running to the chicken.
The chicken.
I know. So, but I don't know. Probably our viewers could tell us what's the thing with chicken. I mean, like honestly, what's the thing with chicken?
What is Christmas without chicken?
I know.
Yeah.
There are many types of birds. Right? There's turkey. There's ducks. There's honestly, there's a thing that I think there's some magic or juju with chicken that when it comes in the place, everyone will like. Stop thinking.
But like turkey is more of a white setting. We have gotten used to that chicken that we don't think about turkey. It's more of a white setting. Black people will go for the chicken. Yeah.
Black people and chicken, like they can eat it today, tomorrow, the other day, and still have the same excitement about chicken. You know, and when you're like serving food, normally like, and you know they have their with chicken people specific. Yeah. Someone wants which part do you eat? Thigh for you.
Yes.
And Mollen?
Me too.
Because honestly, it has more meat, and I think there's no part that has more meat on the chicken than they should try it. Karungi, this Christmas, run to the.
It's a trap. Don't go there. Stick to your side. Wow. It's a trap. Don't let Felix talk you into that. It's not as sweet.
Our viewers tried. You know, but we're going to have a break. And when we come back, we'll be listening to the beautiful voices of the beautiful voice of Karungi. The church girl, the Thai girl, the, I don't know, what else? You tell us what else?
Girl from Hoima.
Yeah.
Tell you what, church girl, minister, long story. But she'll be back here to give us a performance, and we can't wait to enjoy the beautiful melodies of Karungi. But let's take a break for now. We'll be back shortly.
Everyone deserves more this festive season, which is why MTN Momo is giving you more thank you points on your MTN Momo withdrawals at agent locations. Get 150 thank you points for every 1,000 shillings spent in withdrawal fees. More thank you points means you get more free minutes, more free MBs, more free SMSs, and more free Momo Pay shopping. To use your thank you points, dial *141#.
Everywhere you go, MTN.
It's the festive season and we love it. And that means it's time to celebrate with GoTV.
Come with me.
So get your GoCoder and GoTV value for 25,000 shillings to watch with the whole family. And if you're feeling extra festive, upgrade to our best package yet, GoTV Super.
Something to look forward to.
Download the My GoTV app for more information.
Super.
We all deserve a super festive season. And with GoTV, there's every reason to love it.
Everyone deserves more this festive season, which is why MTN Momo is giving you more thank you points on your MTN Momo withdrawals at agent locations. Get 150 thank you points for every 1,000 shillings spent in withdrawal fees. More thank you points means you get more free minutes, more free MBs, more free SMSs, and more free Momo Pay shopping. To use your thank you points, dial *141#.
Everywhere you go, MTN.
I'm growing up, I'm growing into every moment.
Thanks, Mom.
Nurture the moment with Minute Maid Delight, now available in apple flavor in the 400ml ready-to-drink pack.
Patriotism is a feeling of love, devotion, and the willingness to sacrifice for one's country.
I say no to corruption because I put my country first. I choose peace over violence because I put my country first.
I love Uganda. I serve Uganda. I sacrifice for Uganda. I'm loyal to Uganda. I love my soul.
Be patriotic. Uganda first. This message is brought to you by the National Secretariat for Patriotism Co Uganda, Office of the President.
Well, of course, thank you so much again for staying with us. And there is no better time than for us to listen to the beautiful voice of Karungi, the very many names she has gotten. Among them is Thai Eater. So let us have Karungi do her performance, and we can't wait to get lost there as we find our way to Christmas. Please.
Thank you.
The stars are brightly shining. It is the night of our dear Savior's birth. Long lay the world in sin and error pining, till he appeared and the soul felt its worth. A thrill of hope, the weary world rejoices, for yonder breaks a new and glorious morn. Fall on your knees, or hear the angel voices. Oh, night divine, oh, night when Christ was born. Oh, night divine, oh, night divine. Truly he taught us to love one another. His law is love, and his gospel is peace. Chains shall he break, for the slave is a brother, and in his name all oppression shall cease. Sweet hymns of joy in grateful chorus praises with all our hearts. Praise his holy name. Christ is His power and glory, yeah, the more proclaim. You got me on all sides, you ground my feet and lift me high. My worth is in your name, and that is why I magnify. I've searched all over and I couldn't find no other who could love me like you do. I'm glad you are my father. If he can walk on the water, he will lift you up. If it can change the weather, Jesus, Jesus, yeah, Jesus, Jesus, yeah, the lover of my soul. Things might be hard, all these adversities left and right. The trials that come by aren't at all infinite. My God is bigger than all the problems that we find. He will make you stronger, cheer you up for your fight. If he can walk on the water, he will lift you up. If it can change the weather, he's got your back. Jesus, yeah, Jesus, Jesus, yeah, the lover of my soul. Do I, do I, do I, said we de honanyo etika mosangaka oyo ajakalanga kwe simulavanga. If he can walk on the water, hey, he's got your back. Jesus, yeah, Jesus, Jesus, the lover of my soul, Yeshua, 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 the lover of my soul. joy to the world. Oh, joy to the world. Oh, joy to the world. Joy to the world, the Lord is come. Let earth receive her King. Let every heart prepare him room, and heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing, and heaven and heaven and heaven sing. We sing joy, joy to the world. We sing joy, we sing joy, joy to the world. We sing joy, joy to the world. He rules the world in truth and grace, and makes the nations prove the glories of his righteousness. Repeat the sounding joy, repeat the sounding joy, repeat the sounding joy, joy to the world. We sing joy, we sing joy, joy to the world. We sing joy, we sing joy, joy to the world. Peace on earth, tidings of comfort and joy wash over mountains and hills, burst into song. As we cross over, there are no limits. Heaven has come to us. Peace on earth, tidings of comfort and joy wash over mountains and hills, burst into song. As we cross over, there are no limits. Heaven has come. Joy to the world. We sing joy, 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 joy to the world. in my head. They try to tell me I am not good enough. I keep trying to tell myself, look ahead. What they say about you, it don't matter, no. I won't listen to you anymore. I'm a daughter of a king. I will never look through your eyes again. He calls me beautiful. I am beautiful. I am beautiful. When I look into my mirror, I don't see what he sees. Underneath all of this makeup, he tells me he sees beauty. He says I am perfect. He says I am worth it, and that it never change a thing, yeah. I won't listen to you anymore. I'm a daughter of a king. I will never look through your eyes again. He calls me beautiful. I am beautiful. I am beautiful. Oli wanja ulo, oli mulungi. Oli wanja ulo, oli mulungi. Oli wanja ulo, oli mulungi. Wonderfully made, fearfully made. Daddy loves you. Jesus loves you, just the way you are, just the way you are. No, never change, don't you ever change. You are beautiful, you're amazing, yeah. Only one Jaula, only Mulunji, only one Jaula, only Mulunji, only one Jaula, yeah.
Wow. Wow. I'm swept away. If that's the right word, it's the music is mind blowing. The music is it's just beautiful.
Thank you.
You sing very well, Karungi. You're very talented.
Thank you.
Has someone told you that? Many times.
Well, a couple of people have.
Yeah, but at least, but clearly the music is it takes you away. Yeah. And of course, I can hear we have lots of feedback which we'll be giving you later.
Okay.
So you don't, if I give you those feedbacks now, you may.
Growing.
I know that's the thing. So, but anyway, we've been having Karungi, and of course, she's been doing a bit of vocals here and there. Some of her songs, and of course, some of those celebrated songs. But now we have to take a break, and we'll be coming back with Kawa, Ivan, and myself doing a roundup of the week. So let's take a break. We'll be back shortly.
It's Freaky Friday from Airtel. Buy or gift. Buy or give.
Get freaky too! Dial *149*10# to load a Freaky Friday bundle for you to enjoy the best offers on voice and data.
To buy a bundle for friends and family, dial *149*10*5#. Freaky Friday with Airtel. Buy or gift a bundle today. Dial *149*10# to get started. Airtel, the smartphone network.
It's the festive season and we love it. And that means it's time to celebrate with GoTV.
Come with me.
So get your GoCoder and GoTV value for 25,000 shillings to watch with the whole family. And if you're feeling extra festive, upgrade to our best package yet, GoTV Super.
Something to look forward to.
Download the My GoTV app for more information.
Super.
We all deserve a super festive season. And with GoTV, there's every reason to love it.
Well, of course, we must say thank you again. We can't tire to thank you guys for being our good viewers, and of course, you've been with us since January. And guess what? Now we're here celebrating the end of year, and of course, now the jazz is about Christmas everywhere. Because tomorrow is Christmas, and I was telling my colleague Mollen earlier that at around this time, Mary is being told to take more tea leaves so she can get into her labor pains. She's being injected some of those funny things doctors do. But anyway, with me is Madam Takali, Rachel. She's donned in, I don't know if it's a traditional wear or it's I don't want to miss the word. I'll let her do us the pleasure. Good morning, Rachel. You're very smart, I must say. I must add that you're actually looking elegant and unusual. Just so to add. Is this a traditional wear or?
So they say.
Indeed. How have you been?
I'm very well, thank you.
Are you excited about Christmas? It's been here for hours. The longest time.
Yeah.
Okay. But of course it brings a bit of joyous mood, a bit of change.
True.
Karungi there told me that for her she was just expectant of the food. And I was thinking, what food do you eat on Christmas that you've not ate before?
I think for me it's a time for introspection. Oh. You are talking about, you really digest what has been going on the year round, and you're looking forward to a different experience in the new year. So for me, it's a combination of those.
Any memories about Christmas? Childhood, or I don't know, any particular things you pick?
I think that what stands out for me as children was eating oneself silly until your stomach actually aches.
Yes,
and I think for me that is what separates Christmas for children and Christmas for adults. Adults, you eat in moderation. You have to fight another day.
Wow.
For children, it's as if life ends that day. For me, that's a major difference.
Okay. And probably that I'll go now to Ivan. Ivan, do you still be excited by the food on Christmas? Okay.
Buy us new clothes, but sometimes when now you turn into where many people are dependents of you, then absolutely life has to change. So I was a dependent by then celebrating Christmas, but now things changed. And I look at it as any other day. It's just a one-day event, and if you're not cautious, you may land yourself into trouble with that excitement that comes with it.
I was talking to someone just yesterday, and they were telling me, you know, Christmas now is funny. And then I was like, but you know that this is where you used to be? You're the one who used to call other people.
I take a Saturday, weekend.
Oh, you get the point.
So it makes it less, you know, less joyous like other days. Yeah,
indeed.
True.
But anyway, many people are looking up to you.
Yeah.
So there's much that has been happening around us, even given the fact that we're in Christmas times, or we're ending the year, and majorly that has been made the headline is basically this ongoing continuous strike. It has cut into now Christmas. couple of weeks ago, interns put down their tools. Doctors first did that. And of course, we got the threat that nurses and midwives would also do the same. And I want to just start with Ivan here. This is not new. We've had doctors at it. At some point, we're supposed to bring tubans. I don't know if that was still the solution, but I just want to get your mind on this whole intern strikes, doctor strikes are now threatening strikes of nurses and midwives.
One thing I've identified is that I am looking at the medical fraternity that is as well split. If you're having intern doctors striking on their own, then you also have the doctors themselves striking as well, supporting the interns. Then now we are looking at the midwives striking again. You know, it creates this kind of analogy that they're no longer now concentrating so much on what government has really promised them. Imagine if government says we are going to give the doctors 5 million and then the other intern doctors will be paid the 2.5. That was by this year, in the middle of this year. And then they come up to strike when actually a lot of resolutions and ways forward have been clearly stated by government. It's one thing we also have to look at. But all in all, I think right now, if government has already sorted out the first batch of the intern doctors who are striking and the doctors, and they have pronounced them very clear that we are going to cater for you because we have gotten the money. So I think it is only good manners for these medics to get back to work, because at the end of the day, if we lose quite a number of lives simply because these people are striking, then absolutely, when they are paid the money, then what happens? Will they reverse the lives that have been affected by the fact that they have not been working? So I think we just need to be human. I understand there are always needs that people always look up to, but of course it shouldn't be at the expense of the population. And remember, just like in my profession, I did take an oath at university. I took an oath at the place where I'm working in, and I go by this. So even I believe the medics who deal with the life of the people also do the same, and they really have to follow what they really stand for as medics. For example, if you do not have the gloves, let me say, these are challenging situations. Will you fail to work on that patient simply because you don't have a glove and this patient is critically ill? So I think sometimes passion as well comes into the aspect. I don't think anyone goes to study medicine when they do not really have passion and they are doing it for the sake. So I think we need to sit down and reflect as a country. Let us look at the bigger problem, that if these people continue to strike, then what happens to the population? To me, it is very critical. I just pray for good manners in this specific situation. And as they are going to reopen the country, a lot of things are in the pipeline, and it is not only the medics alone. We have a lot of entities that have been affected, the entities that have been under lockdown. Should we expect the entertainment industry people to strike? Should we expect other people who have not been working to strike? Public transport, these guys had to concur with the regulations to take half capacity, however much they hiked fares to the expense of the population, but it is understandable. Ugandans changed. Those who move when they are supposed to. They no longer move, you know, simply because they want to do ABCD. So I think it's now becoming, you know, it is becoming something not good at all with these continuing strikes, and they should have a blanket association that binds all of them together. Let's not sort out medics, then the doctors come up. Let's not sort out doctors and then these midwives as well come up with the strikes. It's not really proper and it's not good for the country.
Okay, thank you so much, Ivan. And clearly, Ivan does bring something into play, manners. He said that about 7 times in his submission. And maybe I also would want to ask Rachel. Yesterday, also we yet to confirm that even the medics at the airport who are helping probably government, because government are taking over, I think the testing and the checking and all these things, they put down their tools because they have not been paid salary in October, November and December. Still about medics. Is it the manners?
I've not heard about the lab technicians.
Oh, they're probably yet
they're
to
also
come.
in the, no, they're in there.
Oh,
they've already said they cannot continue with business as usual.
It's and is it that we're having the wrong people in the right profession? Who's to blame?
I think it's there is a culture that has taken root in this country. I was thinking about how people have talked about there's a militaristic everything approach to everything. Some people say politics in this country has been militarized. Police action has been militarized. I have to say, even places where we don't expect this sort of reaction, in this case, there are no guns and grenades involved, but the aggressive approach to everything has become a foothold in this country. Ugandans used to be noted for being civil, for being very good-natured.
Indeed.
But over the years, that has taken a back seat. And I think the people of this country, for some reason, they have become convinced that the only way to get things moving is to be aggressive and really engage in underhanded tactics and to be crude and really to put your interests at the forefront at the expense of everything else. But I think this has been long in coming. This approach to matters in this country has been slowly becoming the norm. The teachers and others also believe that the only way forward is not negotiation, it is not patience, it is not civility, it is force, force, force. So something that began in politics has finally caught up with all the other sectors. Yeah. People believe that if you don't shout and you shout loud, if you really don't roll a few times in the mud, no one pays attention. And maybe they have a point. Because finally after doing the unthinkable and saying, look, even we will withdraw from emergency services, finally they get the pay. So the tone has been set over the last so many years. And I've been saying many times, Felix, that if your neighbor, the Nigerians have a saying, that the stick that hit your co-wife is on the roof waiting to hit you too. Oh. So if you celebrate saying my co-wife was caned by this man, that cane is somewhere and will come to you soon. So the cane that was used against political actors is now permeating other sectors. That behavior is becoming a norm. So when he talks about manners, these manners have been spoiled for many years now. It is just that it is now permeating every sector. Something needs to change.
She raises a very important question, the militarization of the politics and whatsoever. Felix, let's also look at the soldiers. Many of them go on the front line, and they do not have bulletproofs. This is a basic to minimize the danger on their lives.
Exposed to.
But should they also come out and say, you're sending us on the battleground, we don't have bulletproofs and we're striking? So even in regards to the doctors as well, we need, that's why I'm saying, we need to be a fulcrum to understand things at the balanced point of view, because every entity has its own problems. And the reason why they may not be striking, it's because on how they have been nurtured and groomed and trained to fit into soldiering for this country. And it should be the same case with the medics. They are trained to do that. And once they understand that that is their core role, then other things can come up. When she says the patience aspect, it's quite important. They have associations that can chase all that they want to achieve and the demands they have towards government.
And I think, even Felix, before you come in, the reason why Madame Acheng was very, very hard and she had no kind words was because she has been a medical worker herself of many years in the trenches, unknown, you know, laboring away from the limelight. So she can't understand people who have been laboring for 2 years and they suddenly want everything. But it is the culture that has been long in forming. People have been making a shortcut from nothingness to huge incomes. Those things have implications. We've been talking about corruption. These young people have grown up in an environment where people suddenly have unexplained wealth and unexplained power and unexplained influence. They want it too. They came out of medical school yesterday. They want the big cars today. So when we say that if corruption is not handled right from the small children, people don't understand the impact of corruption. That is corrupted thinking. But you cannot talk to them from a point of moral authority because you're the same way. You also shortcut processes.
You sabotage systems.
Indeed.
So who are these people to be patient when you cannot be patient?
Wow.
That's our problem.
That brings it out all well, and it also speaks directly back into nurturing. And of course, there's a bit of family to blame when we see. And I was telling my colleague yesterday, Mollen here, that in my life, I've been privileged to rub shoulders with some of the 70s people, 80s, 70s, the doctors of those, you know, the Dr. Cassidiers, the Professor Kagwas, the Dr. Andrew here at Shaw House. They're of a particular caliber, even how they handle things. And I'm imagining someone putting on a white gown and they are striking. You're putting 5 years of study to reduce it to, I saw them last time in a classroom or whatever, holding words, shouting. I think it demeans.
But remember that these individuals have been watching others
do the same thing.
Yes.
And they get
who have less training, less experience, catapulted to places of influence. So they are saying, hey, why should we labor all these years when people have been jumping the queue all these years? It is the culture.
Wow. Speaking about culture, we expect to have our kids back to school come 10th January 2022. That was at least confirmed by the ministry, and it has been in record time and again. Now also, the First Lady, who also doubles as the Minister of Education, did come out to send a message to the school owners. And for me, I think this is something I would want to have a comment briefly about. Do not hike fees. For those that had paid tuition or school fees previously, shouldn't pay again. And I'll start with you, Rachel. What do you make of such a statement from the Minister of Education?
I think the statement is fair because if you know, the parents did not really exhaust the fees they paid the last time around. Yeah, of course, yeah. And for government schools in particular, of course, the private sector has its own issues. But the government actors, there really is no excuse. That's why they're hard on them. They've been paid all along. They've done what they need to do to maintain these institutions. Yes. So what could be your reasoning? Could you say my teachers have been unpaid? These expenses have accrued? So it is a fair statement, really and truly.
Okay, Ivan, you won't have to pay for your young one again if you had paid school fees. But the question is, how applicable is that in the private sector? Which talks about the public schools, but there's a private sector which actually probably dominates about 70% of the schools and in terms of the institution.
Yeah, that's a fundamental question. You see, I think it's on assumption that this money is still on the bank accounts, it was not used, so that when you take the kids, they will just have to continue because they paid the previous school fees. And now that's why the discussion needs to be coiled too, meaning if you have like 1,000 students in the school and you have half of them that had paid before, but that money had been either used to paint the classrooms, to do other things, and you don't have the money to sustain the students who are already at school. So I think there is need for the Ministry of Education to sit down with the teachers again on the round table to discuss how Ugandans can go back to school or how parents can take their kids back to school without creating this kind of pull between the school and the students, because we want a win-win situation. And you remember all the fracas that has been happening in the education sector where the money for teachers was swindled. There is some guys who are arrested. They misused the funds into SACCO, exactly. So Microfinance Support Center is in the spotlight, and even other members who created ghost SACCOs and they received the money from the Ministry of Education. So I think we need to look at the entire aspect of what has been happening. If that money indeed worked for the teachers, it would be making profits now. But where is the money? And now if you come up to say that students don't have to pay, I think it is a serious statement which needs a critical analysis. And remember, not only students are going back to school on the 10th January, but as well, there is an ultimatum that has been given to the people working in the streets of Kampala, market vendors, the street vendors. They have to vacate the streets on the same day. So
the vendors.
Exactly.
But the issue, for example, when you look at academics in this country, this statement is a good one, as Rachel said. It's quite an empathetic approach to the reopening. But what good does it do for example, and majorly, for government it will definitely work well, but for private, for me, I think that's where the fear is, because of the foundation of education in terms of private entities. They've been left to do whatever they want in terms of school fees. A baby class will pay 2-3 million. Even a university doesn't pay that for a degree. So because of that sort of laissez-faire, how do you then come in now to try and consolidate? I feel that for me, that's where they may miss the gap.
What I'm thinking, the moment a parent comes out to take the student in a private institution, remember it is always that private institution and the sponsor of the child. It's always the agreement between them. There is no government in that analogy. That's why 10 private schools charge differently, depending on what they want. Even swimming fee, costas, quite a number of charges. And you find that parents are actually not complaining, and these schools are always full. So you should actually also be considerate. Unless the parents as well come out this time and say, Banang, it's too much, we need government to help. But unless there is that, there is that outcry from the public, then possibly something can be done on the private institutions. For government, it's possible. It's just an order that for government schools, this is what you're doing. Somebody who had already cleared some small money, because government schools pay by the way. People think they're free.
Some maintenance.
Some maintenance fee. Mm.
This is a good time for the government to re-inject itself in this private sector-led model. Yes. It has significant disadvantages also. Yes, the one thing that it did for the government was to inject capital that the government could not master at the time. Yes. But it cannot go on like this indefinitely. Where as a government, you're sidelined. You really have no control. You have no influence. That is not a government. I think something needs to happen, and this is a good time for government to gradually re-inject itself into the picture. But one of the things I think one of the reasons they have been hesitant to do so is because re-injecting yourself meaningfully means you have to invest massively. You cannot be telling me how to run my show when it's my money 100%. And
you're simply collecting the revenues also. You want me to pay you the revenue you want.
True.
And every other thing,
But the government has also been realizing that this model also has issues. When it comes to UDB, for example, yes. You retreated from capital, injecting capital into the economy and so on and so forth. They've tried using UDB, recapitalizing UDB, but even that is having limited impact. So while the Ministry of Education has its issues, the private sector has its issues, but still the government needs to find its way back into many of these sectors. Yeah. Transport is another one. When people wake up and decide outrageously, whenever they want, however they want, that is also outrageous. Where is the government in this? I think this is a good time to find itself
streamlined.
Yes.
It is government. It has to be there.
To find a way back into these things.
But just as we run out of our time, I just want to have a comment briefly from Kawa and Rachel here. Cabinet did come out to say that it was okay for institutions if they passed mandatory reservation for only people who have been able to be vaccinated. This would mean that if UBC woke up one day to say, we don't want any employee here unless they are vaccinated, that would be the order. It is allowed. Whether or not there are legal implications, that comes later. But at least Cabinet picked interest in that. Just a comment about that, and start with you, Rachel.
Well, the vaccine mandate, as they call it, it has its place. The concerns concerning, thank God that Omicron is not as vicious as Delta. They say it's more contagious, but thank God it has not piled the casualties as anticipated. This is always a delicate balancing act. But I think in this, rather than saying that everyone must go to vaccinate, there's a difference. You can opt not to come to UBC. As opposed to being arrested as you walk down the street and bundled off to the nearest vaccination center by force. And it's a delicate, balance, but there we are.
Well, Ivan, I know you're a very smart guy. You should have been vaccinated by now. probably you foresaw this, but do you think this will cause impact in terms of what we are looking at for vaccination?
You see, I'm always very critical when I'm watching the president speak. You remember when the target rose from 4.8 million until we reached about 22 million Ugandans. And the intention was to achieve a wider spectrum of immunity among the population. And that means we are able to neutralize the COVID-19 saga in the country. And to me, I think now that at least we have the vaccines available to vaccinate over 22 million Ugandans. Now, that should be our focus, and then maybe we can have another model to assess that now we have vaccinated 22 million Ugandans and the economy has been reopened. So let's see how this virus now spreads among the population. Then we can have another solution. Maybe that can give us now another point of view that, okay, now let's again roll out another vaccination to cater for the balance, the 22 million Ugandans, to achieve the entire population. I think that systematic way of approach would work. But if, for example, today you wake up and say the transport guys, the market, and all other entities, supermarkets, don't allow anyone without a vaccination card, what will happen, Felix? You see, we have this issue of poverty, and we have these guys who want to make money. So no one can stop you from accessing a supermarket simply because you don't have a vaccine card. No one is going to refuse you from traveling from here to Bulu simply because you don't have a vaccination card, you have the money. People want to work. So you'll find that will be there. We can talk about it, vaccination cards, people will operate. We have fake certificates already in circulation.
That you would forget to mention that.
I cannot forget. We have them. Guys have fake vaccination cards. And the danger, what government does, they bring out a COVID-19 vaccination card, then they think later to digitalize it. That's the RCC, what he said yesterday, that we shall put this into the database, which is even too late because the other certificates are already in circulation. Exactly.
Well, of course, much is expected. We are learning. It's a new old thing. It's a pandemic. Ugandans have tried to be vaccinated. The expectation was 4 point what? Now we are almost in 8 million vaccinated people. So I think we are moving in the right direction. Now that the vaccines are there, let's get vaccinated, guys. It's something we need to do for ourselves to be able to strike a balance with the economy, with our lives, with everyone else. But of course, tomorrow is Christmas. Ivan and Rachel, just give you probably in a minute, all of you, to send out your Christmas message. And I'll start with Madam Takali here.
Well, we will send very warm Christmas greetings to all of you who have been part of the audience here in GMU, those of you who have really made it a point to make us part and parcel of your routine. We appreciate the fact that you still have confidence in us as a national broadcaster. We will do what we can to make it worth your while. But of course, to all family, friends, relatives, and in-laws watching and not watching, a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Wow. Thank you, Rachel. And Ivan.
Yeah, of course, to my family, my friends, and there is my very good friend, Kano Kamia in Bundewujo. I do wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and I pray that let your conscience continue protecting you and driving you to the rightful cause in this world. I thank you so much.
Well, of course, many more wishes come from us here at Good Morning Uganda, but also the entire family of UBC, from the management, from the team here. The guys who wake up every day to make sure your screens are lightened up with everything that you need to know, and of course, keeping committed to what we did promise to inform you and of course motivate you to give you the right information day in, day out. But of course, now we want to take a break. We'll be back also. Ruben will be back also with sports, and Mollen will give us weather and perhaps a bit of traffic. But later on, of course, we still have Karungi. But Karungi is coming back immediately after this, as we have preparing weather, transport, and roads, and all those. And of course, sports later on. But for now, let's have a break. When we come back, we'll be hearing to the beautiful voices of Karungi.
It's the festive season and we love it. And that means it's time to celebrate with GoTV.
Come with me.
So get your GoCoder and GoTV value for 25,000 shillings to watch with the whole family. And if you're feeling extra festive, upgrade to our best package yet, GoTV Super.
Something to look forward to.
Download the My GoTV app for more information.
Super.
We all deserve a super festive season. And with GoTV, there's every reason to love it.
Hello, everybody. My name is Soma Wang Lihong. I'm the director of Luoyangji Institute of Technology. I'm also the director of Confucius Classroom at Luoyangji Institute of Technology, which is affiliated with Confucius Institute at Makerere University. 2020-2021 have been challenging years because of the COVID-19 pandemic that has been shaken the whole world. A lot of work has been affected and its losses everywhere. As we come to the end of 2021, I believe that all will be well in the new year 2022. All we need is hard work, focus, and determination to regain all we lost. And it is possible. I wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Fellow citizens, I'm Hajat Misa Kabanda, your Minister for Kampala Metropolitan Affairs. I wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And like I've been talking every day, as we celebrate Christmas and enjoy the end of year festivals and holidays, let us prepare to move into a new year, determined to work towards making Kampala a better and smart city. Because Kampala belongs to everybody, we should all work together as a team to improve our cleanliness in Kampala. Don't litter into the drainages. Don't spit everywhere. Do whatever you're supposed to do as a citizen of Uganda. Always love your country as you love yourself. May God's love lift you up during this season, remembering that our thoughts are with you. Don't forget to go for COVID vaccination, because COVID still exists, and you should always comply with COVID-19 SOPs. And may God bless you.
It's Freaky Friday from Airtel. Buy or gift. Buy or gift.
Get freaky too! Dial star 149 star 10 hash to load a Freaky Friday bundle for you to enjoy the best offers on voice and data.
To buy a bundle for friends and family, dial star 149 star 10 star 5 hash. Freaky Friday with Airtel. Buy or gift a bundle today. Dial star 149 star 10 hash to get started. Airtel, the smartphone network.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Mollen Uganda.
Merry Christmas to you all. My name is Karungi, and I'm here with the amazing Joshua Baraka. We are here to bless you this morning with a few Christmas carols as we prepare for the day that Christ the King was born.
Holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round yon virgin mother and child. So tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly peace. Holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round your virgin mother and child. So tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly peace. Sometimes I wonder why you love me so, love me so. Omukwano gw'ompanze me not contest. Nah, that's why me gwan confess. When me walking on the dock, me not look over my shoulder. On that be the dandy butch and now older. A lot of blessings in a me folder. You are my soldier. When one need and tell us I'm over under. You're the holder and the lifter of my head. Through my darkest I will give you praise. Kalulu. You're the holder and the lifter of my head. Through my darkest I will give you praise. Yes, when I say with love, you give me wings so me fly like dove. Me praise you cause you're the man on top, the man above, giving me everything I have, yeah. You call me the apple of your eye. You give me love that I cannot deny. Lots of blessings follow me when I don't deserve it. In Nigeria they call you Oluwa. me praise you kuba bonova singa waka. Eva and the mimba itakamfu alua. Yeah, you're the holder and the lifter of my head. Through my darkest I will give you praise. Kuba kalulu, Kuba, you're the holder and the lifter of my head. Through my darkest I will give you praise. Akalulu, when I praise your name, you wash away my worries. Akalulu, Akalulu, when I praise your name, you wash away my worries. Kuba kalulu, Akalulu. Hey, Kalulu. I never seen me a kind of love like this. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sometimes I wonder why you love me so, love me so. I'm a quarter go fast every night contest. Nah, that's why me can't confess. When me walking on the dock, me I look over my shoulder. When I be the dandy butcher now older. A lot of blessings in a me folder. You are my soldier on running and tell us I'm always under. Hey, Kalulu, Kalulu, yeah.
Wow, wow, the beautiful sounds of Karungi this morning. It's just what we need for Christmas. And thank you very much, Karungi. That is just perfect to usher us into the Christmas Eve. It already feels like Christmas, but guess what? It's just the Eve, and people are already hitting the roads last minute, traveling towards where their destinations are to join family, and we're all about giving you updates in terms of traffic. Now, the big story yesterday with traffic was still Massacre Road. We want to continue and show you what's going on even right away, starting on from the Bwaise roundabout, which seems a bit clear actually in terms of traffic within that Kampala, northern bypass. But guess what? As you go on from Bwaise, you're heading towards the one on Hoima Road. That is where the traffic also starts to build up. We do have people that are traveling using Hoima Road, so there is a little bit of traffic just from the roundabout, that Nansana roundabout, Namungona. There is a little bit of traffic as you leave the roundabout towards Hoima Road. But again, quite in front there, it starts to clear up, and at least that is moving. But you head further, looking to still the northern bypass. It looks quite clear with those green lines. At least it starts to move right there. Now we're heading for the Masanafu roundabout. That is where things start to get south in terms of traffic, where you see that deep red, orange color. It means the traffic actually is just static, a little bit static. Cars are not moving. And that is one road. If you don't really have to be on the northern bypass, you want to avoid this Masanafu roundabout. Even on the flyover actually is where we see now traffic starting to get stuck there. But also as you join the roundabout from the Masanafu area towards the roundabout as well, there is a little bit of traffic. But for people leaving, right as you leave the roundabout, it starts to clear up. If you're headed for Kampala, so at least that is clear. But again, you have to deal with the roundabout there, a little bit of traffic, and that is something you can avoid if you don't really have to be on the Kampala Northern Highway. Now, you also look into the fact that that traffic continues building up. You see these deep colors. It shows a kind of traffic that is not moving at all. And I can tell you that is headed mostly for Masaka Road. People are traveling and going to, you know, Vanda Masaka, people from Mbarara, Ushenyi, Kasese. Those are guys, you know, this traffic is really still stuck. Cars are not moving. And I think also it has a lot to do that even since morning people were using this road. You see even the one connecting to the Kampala-Entebbe Expressway also building up with traffic, because now there is a little bit of jam you have to deal with within the Busega roundabout, and that is where things start to get interesting. Now, off that roundabout that we have the fish market, no cars are moving right here, right now. It's just mostly traffic, and you head for Masaka Road. It clears a little bit in front as you head towards Kampala and PG Expressway, but I am telling you that roundabout across Busega is still quite stuck. You want to avoid that if you're not really headed for Masaka Road, or if you don't have to be there, you might need to take a shortcut. But also, what is interesting this morning is that we want to look at the weather that is being ushered in for Christmas Eve this morning, and it looks like we started off mostly cloudy across most areas across the country. And we do have some of the rain systems that are also developing across most areas. Now, we have one starting off from Lake Victoria, and I think this is the one that will be bringing us rains, especially to the western parts of Lake Victoria. Now, while we're talking about Masaka Road and all the traffic, you do have the traffic with weather that is also coming through. Now, you will be having that system even as the day progresses. We do expect also to have a little bit of rains here in parts of Kampala and Lake Victoria Basin. That is also one system to look out for. I can tell you it's looking like Christmas might bring in rains. And also one we have that is quite strong is across the midwestern part of the country, across Masindi, Fort Portal, and Toroko. You can see that system that is already bringing those rainy conditions as we speak, and that could also continue into the morning. But also looking into what we're expecting for Christmas. And now it's just about the models that we have, what is being projected for the weather across the country. Now, this is what we're dealing with today. And you can see most of the rains are just, you know, within the southern part of the country. Now, southern Uganda, southwestern, even here in the Lake Victoria Basin, we are likely to have those rains still continue into Christmas. Now, it's important to note that the last couple of days we've been having mostly dry weather for northern Uganda. But take a look into what we're expecting for Christmas. Now, this is what we might be looking at for tomorrow. Well, it seems like there is a little bit of pickup. Even you see to the extreme central northern Uganda, we start to see those rains. So where you see the green colors, we do expect rains there. Where you see those light blue colors, we do expect rains there. But a little bit towards a few areas. Now, when we look at what we're seeing, at least over the eastern part of Lake Victoria, we have Tororo here, we have Jinja, you have also areas of Kamuli. That area can expect to have rains for your Christmas, and that is quite a bit interesting and exciting to have rain start off your Christmas, but also it might get in your way if you're headed for church. But the rains are there. We also have that green color over Lake Victoria, so meaning that areas within the Lake Victoria Basin, that takes in parts of Central. Also, you look at, again, Masaka region, Rengo, Zimbabwe, that area will definitely have those rains in the forecast. We also look at southwestern Uganda, midwestern as well, still having those rains. Where you see those blue colors as well, we will be having a little bit of rains. Now, Lake Choga region has not been having rains actually for the last couple of days as well. But as Christmas kicks in, we start to see a little bit of Santa favor coming in, bringing them a little bit of rains, but those will be across a few areas, but at least that will help cool things down in terms of temperatures. Now, same goes for also parts of Soroti across much of eastern Uganda. We start to see a little bit of those blue colors. That means we'll be having light rains there. And I think that is also Santa favor, because we've also been having dry conditions over that area. But I think more of the rains will be concentrated mostly towards parts of central and eastern region within Lake Victoria, where we have Tororo as well. Kamuli, also look at Jinja. That area can definitely have to expect most of those rains. But again, as we head into the 26th, that is Boxing Day, we start to see a little bit of increase in rainfall. that is mostly for the northwestern part of the country. Now, this is where we have Arua, Yumbe. It has been dry and quite, you know, with hot temperatures over there. But as we head into Boxing Day, we start to see a little bit of rains. Why you see the green colors there to blue, northwestern can expect to have those rains. Now, we have at least much of the country covered in blues. That means we'll be expecting a little bit of rains. We continue with quite a reduction across central and Lake Victoria Basin. So even when the rains will be there, there won't be as much, at least to ruin your day, but those will be just for good luck. However, Karamoja region still in the forecast for dry weather, so at least no rains for this Christmas and Boxing Day. Now, it gets interesting on the 27th. That is where we're expecting much more of those rains across several places. Now, what is in the forecast? We are seeing at least the midwestern part of the country expected to have much of those rains. We also have at least areas within the Lake Victoria Basin as well. That means that we also start to see more rains for that area. Now you will see where we have the orange colors, at least those are more rains in the forecast. Even not for Christmas, we won't be having this much rains, but the 27th now brings in more rains across the western parts of Lake Victoria, Masaka, also Kampala as well, Wakiso, Entebbe. You might be seeing these rains on 27th, quite at you know, a medium level. Then we also look at parts of Masindi, Hoima, that is midwestern Uganda. You can expect much more rains compared to the rest of the country, southwestern as well. Look at the eastern side of Lake Victoria, we have Jinja, Tororo in that category, Kamuli, but also we have the areas of Buyukwe. You head into Mukono, Muvende, that area can expect to have rains, much more rains, at least on the 27th. Still, Karamoja region remains dry also for the 27th day. We're also looking to the 28th. Now things start to cool down a little bit. We have some calm weather. We look at a reduction, but we do have at least the western side of Masaka, Rengo, Zimbabwe there, still expecting to continue with rains. Now, as we head into the last day, that is 29th, at least rains will be reducing and mostly to the southern sector, so we go back to the dry conditions. But well, before that, we get to look into the weather forecast for today and see what we'll have for Christmas Eve and look at different areas as the weather is forecast for this morning. Now we start off with the eastern parts of Lake Victoria, central part of Uganda. We have Luwero, Wobulenzi, Buludi, Nakaseke. We are starting off with a mix of clouds and sunshine. Very hot weather as we start off with 28 degrees centigrade, and we might be having those conditions even in the afternoon. Now we look at the eastern part of the country. We're also starting off with mostly sunny skies with intervals of cloudy conditions, starting off with a hot 30 degrees, and we can only imagine we'll be going more on the 30s even in the afternoon with more hot conditions. You look at the eastern parts of Lake Victoria, where we have Tororo, Busia, Iganga and Jinja. We're forecasting a mix of clouds and sunshine, also starting off with quite a warm 27 degrees centigrade, but we'll be having a little bit of rains later in the afternoon for that, and that might cool things down across that area. Now you look at the Mount Elgon region, where we have Mbale, Bududa, Buko, Sironko. We are forecasting sunny intervals as well, starting off with a warm 27, and also we might be looking at similar weather with sunny intervals later in the afternoon. Now, southwestern Uganda, where we have Mbarara, Ibanda, Bushenyi, Rubirizi, starting off with that rainy system. We are expecting rains over that area, and take a look at those temperatures, starting off with a cool 24 degrees centigrade, and we could also be likely to start off with those similar conditions even tomorrow on Christmas. Now you look at the western part of Lake Victoria, where we have Masaka, Kalisizo, Sembabule, Rakai, also starting off with cool weather at 24, and that has to do with the fact that we're expecting rains this morning over that area, and that same system might continue into the afternoon as the day progresses. Now look at the central part of northern Uganda, where we have Gulu, we have Kitgum, Padel, Germany. We are forecasting a mix of clouds and sunshine, and also starting off with a hot 29 degrees centigrade. We're likely to have even more hot conditions later in the afternoon, and we might be maintaining those sunny intervals. Now you look at the central part of that is Lake Victoria, where we have Kampala, we have Entebbe, Wakiso, Mukono. We already have those clouds building in, and that is likely to bring us rains this morning across several places, also starting off with a cool 25 degrees centigrade, and we could be looking at those similar conditions even right in the afternoon across several places. We might be dealing with those wet weather conditions. But well, We do hope they don't get in our way for celebrations, but also there are sports lovers right now waiting to listening to Ruben, who is ready to, tell us about the sports. Now, there is an issue with Liverpool and most of those games right now that are being postponed. Now, I don't know what we're looking into, Ruben, this morning about the Liverpool game.
Actually, thanks so much, Mollen, for that. It's COVID-19, if you ask me, and the virus has been spreading in the whole of UK. So the Premier League board is so cautious about the players and their welfare. So if this is too bad, they have to call off the games. They call off every game. Well, and the Liverpool Leeds game and the Watford Wolves game has been called off because of that, and we expect more games to be called off because of COVID-19.
Well, we hope it doesn't get to the AFCON. We want to know how about the AFCON now.
Talking about AFCON, yesterday Samuel Eto'o came out with a statement, the new head of Cameroon FA, that is the body that governs football in Cameroon, said that if the Euro can be played in Europe, why can't we have fans in the stadia for AFCON? So AFCON will take place, and UBC TV has the rights, I've actually pronounced it and I'll say it here, UBC TV under my department, I head the sports department, we'll be having AFCON live from the 8th, 9th of Jan to February. It's 1 month event, so we'll have the games live. And I confirm to you, the viewer out there, those who are on free-to-air, UBC TV will have the 52 games live. That is AFCON. How have you been, Mollen? How have you been?
I've been fine. I've been fine. It's New Year's Eve. I'm already in that Christmas mood. You can tell. I mean, I'm Mother Christmas today. I'm just going on with the Christmas mood, but it's nice, and obviously I want to wish our viewers a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And I'll leave you to do the sports and also get into the similar Christmas mood. It's kind of, contagious right now. I'll definitely transfer it around.
Okay. Yesterday when I was with one of my girls at home, the young one was asking me about the Santa. I told her the Santa is not sold anywhere. The Santa is put outside the shop for people to enjoy, but not to be bought. And she was arguing with me. I told her I'm the father. Don't even argue with me. You can get out or listen to me. But anyway, we'll start with basketball. We have a lot that transpired. That is in the NBA. This morning, and of course on Boxing Day we might have a couple of games that will be played in terms of football. Some leagues did not close in England. The games that have been called off is because of COVID-19. But if I go into sports, I want to wish everyone, like you see here, the Santa on the GMU logo, it's Merry Christmas to everybody, and it's a month of love. I wanted to give away some watches, but I don't think Kamogan team have organized the messages for me to pick out one or two people to give away the Navy Force watch. I'm a man of watches, so I can give you and you go and enjoy your Christmas. Anyway, but where will I start from? Where can I start from? From the music that was played here, Karungi and team. I want to thank you so much for having fun time to come here to share with us the Christmas carols, the music. I loved it. I enjoyed the carols. And I just wish that we continue like that. I'm not a fan of pomini. I'm not a fan of such music. I'm a fan of slow, soft music and a fan of gospel music. So I wish the Karungis are men in Uganda to have that soft music that heals our souls. Anyway, NBA, we had games this morning played. I'll take you through the games. We had the Pacers against the Rockets this morning. And by the end of the fourth quarter, the Pacers had actually taken the day. That was 118 to 106. Then we also had the Magic against the Pelicans. The Pelicans did beat the Magic. That was at 104 to 110. Then we also had a couple of okay. Nasam, why do you give me messages when I've started giving NBA highlights? That will take you to a committee and you explain that. Anyway, Ruben, thanks for the sports update. These are the morning segments on UBC TV, 7 a.m. to 8:30. At your good day, 7 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. Good morning, Uganda. GME presenters and Priscilla, Robert, Felix and weather forecast, Mollen. Then 8:30 GME sports updates. Okay, 9 a.m. GME.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda. Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This
prepare him and heaven and nature sing. Oh, and heaven and nature sing. And heaven and nature sing. Woo! Joy to the world, the Lord is here. Let eyes receive the King. Let every heart prepare him room, and heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing. Woo. Glow, Gloria in excelsis Deo. Gloria in excelsis Deo. Mary, did you know that your baby boy would one day walk on water? Mary, did you know that your baby boy would save our sons and daughters? Did you know that your baby boy has come to make you new? The child that you delivered will soon deliver you. In excelsis Deo, in excelsis Deo. Mary, did you know? In excelsis Deo, in excelsis Deo. Oh, Mary, did you know? In excelsis Deo, in excelsis Deo. Mary, did you know? In excelsis Deo. Listen to this. Oh, the blind will see, the deaf will hear, the dead will live again. The lame will walk, the dumb will speak, the praises of the Lamb. Oh, Mary, did you know that your baby boy would one day walk on water? Mary, did you know that your baby boy would save our sons and daughters? Did you know that your baby boy has come to make you new? The child that you delivered will soon deliver you. Mary, did you know? In excelsis Deo, in excelsis Deo, in excelsis Deo, in excelsis Deo. Mary, did you know? In excelsis Deo, yeah. In excelsis Deo. Mary, did you know? In excelsis Deo. Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, próspero año, felicidad.
Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Prospero año y felicidad. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart.
Feliz Navidad, yeah. Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, prospero año y felicidad. Stop the bombas, Feliz Navidad, hey. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad, prospero año y felicidad. Oh, we wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. We wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. We wanna wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of our hearts. We wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. We wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. We wanna wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of our hearts.
Come on, Josh, take it away. Carsten, show them what you got.
Oh, stop the bottom by you. This is called scatting. Hey, yeah. Feliz Navidad. Yeah. Feliz Navidad. Oh, Feliz Navidad. Oh, Feliz Navidad. Prospero año y felicidad. Oh, Feliz Navidad. Oh, Feliz Navidad. Oh, Feliz Navidad. Prospero año y felicidad.
Oh, Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Prospero año y felicidad. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart.
Wow. I wish I could do that as well, but that was goosebumping. I don't know if so clearly Carsten didn't work for nothing.
Yeah.
He didn't. But that was really lovely. That was so lovely. You guys have done us well, and there's no better way for us to would have said Merry Christmas to our viewers. So the guys who have been with us since the beginning of the year than having Karungi, Carsten, and the team. The gentleman on the piano is Josh. I like your, is it waistcoat or something? Or what is it called? That's a waistcoat. It's a good one. But guys, thank you. You have awesome voices. And I know our viewers have enjoyed the messages. If I just had time to read the messages for you guys, would be like blown out. But of course, we want to give you guys an opportunity to send out Christmas messages. I don't know, to family, friends. I don't know, someone should keep you the thigh. She said she likes the thigh so much. So probably I'll start with Josh. Kindly just help Josh hold the mic and say Mary, your shout outs for Christmas. I don't know who you want to.
That girl you were telling me about, probably.
Oh, okay.
Actually, Merry Christmas, bro.
Thank
That's
you.
all I can say.
Wow.
To my family, which is not in this country, but Merry Christmas to them. Merry Christmas to my friends and my church.
That's good.
Merry Christmas to you too.
Thank you, thank you. Merry Christmas to you too. Carsten.
Yes.
To the people you bypassed in the morning.
To those ones I bypassed in the morning. To my beautiful mother, my father, Mr. and Mrs. Weswanjagala, Merry Christmas to you, Mbagala Nyo. To my siblings, Merry Christmas, I love you guys. To family and all my friends, Merry Christmas. Thank you so much for loving me. Thank you so much for supporting me. To Christ the Rock Worship Center, my pastor, Pastor Mwesigwa James, Merry Christmas, I love you.
Wow.
God bless you.
So, Karungi, who are you wishing your Christmas to?
Man, I have a long list.
Okay.
But I had to wish a Merry Christmas to my mom. She's going to probably watch this online.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And my dad. I want to wish a Merry Christmas to my family at home. Liz, Kyla, Carol, Martha, everyone. I love you all, and Merry Christmas. Those are people I can remember because I left them home.
Oh yeah, and they've
so
been watching.
Yes.
Okay.
So Merry Christmas to you guys.
Wow, thank you so much. Absolutely.
Yes.
Merry
Absolutely.
Christmas.
Yes, thank you for having us.
We are humbled, and we I know we had the right choice to say Merry Christmas to all of you guys who have been with us since the beginning of the year. It's been sort of like a roller coaster. So much has happened. COVID, elections, and every other thing has happened. But of course, we're still going on. But we won't tire to remind you to get vaccinated. We're having challenges of COVID once again, but the only way to be around all these problems is to get vaccinated. It's the only gift you can give to the people you want to protect, the people you love so much. But tomorrow is Christmas. Have yourselves a lovely Christmas. Merry, Merry, Merry Christmas from me and the entire team here. And of course, my brother Jagenda Semakula Zikusoka will be here, the Pan-African man. I don't know if Christmas is for Africa. That's a debate I had one time when I was discussing with the Pan-Africanists. And there was a debate that Christmas is not made for Africans, because we don't celebrate Black Jesus. I don't know. Jagenda is a scholar. He will probably answer that with his team. But from us, thank you so much. And I'll let Karen and Carsten just sign out with, I don't know if it's a song or I don't know. But they're good ones. See you. God bless you. Merry Christmas.
Come on.
We wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. We wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. We wanna wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of our hearts.
Merry Christmas.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.
Mpitibwa Kajimu Bills, nga ndi director wa Bills Contractors Limited, nga tuli mu transportation n'okusupplyinga building materials yenna goba weetaaze. Njagala okutuusa obubaka buno obwa Ssekukkulu okwebaza ba customer baffe abatubeereddewo abatusapootinze, era nga nyongera obbakakasa omwaka guno ogutandika twongeddemu amaanyi, tusobodde okukwatagana ne kampani ez'amaanyi wano tusobole okubatuusaako byonna bye mwetaaga. Mbagaliza Christmas ennungi n'omwaka omupya omulungi.
This is a blessed moment that we are together on UBC TV, and we thank God that He has given us this time to come to the day of celebration, celebrating the birth of our Lord Jesus Christ. And there is a question that is moving on in our hearts, which is saying, which gift are you going to give to the birthday boy? Which gift are you going to give to Jesus as the birthday king? He is born, he is with us. What kind of a gift, you Ugandans, are you going to give to him who has given you life, has protected you, has made sure you eat the last year, the whole year, you have been under his care? What gift are you giving him? I have an encouraging word, and I have a word which says, give him your heart. If you give him your heart, that is the most wonderful gift he has ever looked for. The Bible says in the book of Luke, Luke chapter 19 verse 10, that he came, the Son of Man came to seek and to save, to save and seek for the lost. Hallelujah. He came to look and save the lost. You are his found. Now that he found you, what gift are you giving him? Give him your heart. Share what you have. The little you have, give it to your neighbor. Share with somebody else. Love people during this season. Make sure you don't hurt people. Stop hurting one another. Stop home violences. Stop community violences. Stop abusive words. Determine to be holy. Determine to be for him. In Jesus' name. I encourage you, Uganda, turn to God. This is his day to celebrate his son. May you give him your family, your love, and your heart. For God.
Ann Kilwani la team Emmanuel Atiu Uganda Broadcasting Corporation, Amachalo Finance Manager. Mwakani mwaka halipario kedepia rio wiachiel obeda yot bodano tutwale pie tuo mana mobedo tiamo yelo jo and weho jama duong poti mekakare omito don kwa ya chwech weka mwaka bino ni mwaka halipario kedepia rio wiario beda be chawa man amito kwanye chawa ni me la miugu mabe chamono Christmas abe kere mwaka anye nama bino ni apoya.
My name is Flavia Nalumawa, a Senior Human Resource Officer, UBC TV. As we come to the end of 2021, we thank God that He has seen us through amidst all the problems and challenges of COVID-19. Christmas is a tonic to our souls. It makes us think more of others than ourselves. It drives us to giving than to receiving. Therefore, to all our viewers, I want to wish you a Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year. Thank you.
Hello, Mabaragange ni Fred Chomhendo, mkozi hano wa UBC TV. Semeriwe muno habo mwaka guno. Uno mwaka guli special muno. Abinti byone biturabiremo kwikampanga merafikizi hano. If there is any other reason why you have celebrated this Christmas instead, it's because of how God has seen us through the past 2 years. It has not been easy. So we want to wish you a very Merry Christmas and a prosperous 2022. Here at UBC you have a lot in store for you. Keep watching. Mwebale kutugonza, mwongere kuturora. God bless you.
Hello everybody, my name is Soma Wang Lihong. I'm the director of Luoyangji Institute of Technology.
I'm also the director of